Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Jim's Magnificent Miniature Motor Cars. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to conduct an in-store unboxing. Okay, so I have two items with me. Okay, two Mini GT Audi RS6 Avant items, and we'll be checking them out inside the store. Take it away, madam. Sus, dito na lang tayo para yan, parang kita lang yung glass at wag naman yung mga dokumento nyo. Such is the level of care of my favorite retailer. They will always let me check out the merchandise. Okay, so this is, anong kulay ito, ma'am?
Red po.
This is
Tango red.
This is Tango Red, and I'm now inspecting it real time, and it looks just fine. Yep. Yeah, so let's check out our other piece here. Pakita mo. Yan, this is the blue edition. All right. And as with the red item, this blue piece is blue metallic is in great shape. So that's two wonderful new items from Mini GT, courtesy of my favorite retailer, Hobbiestock. And thank you very much. Okay, that's the unboxing done and dusted. So now let's get down to reviewing these beauties. Now, if you've seen, at least some or most of the episodes that I've released on this channel so far, I think I know what more than a few of you are thinking. This guy just reviews supercars or sports cars or racing cars. What's he doing reviewing what is essentially a station wagon? Or as they call them in Great Britain, an estate. Albeit, a really fast one. Well, I could just say, it's my channel, my content, I review whatever I want. But I want to share with you guys some thoughts on why I think this particular Audi RS6 Avant is so significant in terms of Mini GT's lineup. Okay, but first, the review. So here we have Mini GT's usual fantastic attention to detail, front grille, fantastic wheels, okay, detailed interior, detailed under chassis. Okay, this is unique, by the way. Okay, unlike most Mini GT models, do not on the base have the name of the car printed. They usually just say Mini GT made in China. I think sometimes the scale, and that's about it. But this is, I think, maybe the second model that I've seen that has the name at the bottom, our Audi RS6 Avant. Not that really has much to do with the quality of the model, which should be sterling with or without the name on the base of the car. So, yep, both amazing models. No paint blemishes that I can see from here. The replication of the fine detailing is excellent too. The legendary four rings. Okay, you have the little RS6 logo here on the side. I don't think my camera can quite capture that detail. Oh, it can. Well, what do you know? And yep, the fine detail extends all the way to the back. So, okay, how does one rate this? Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to say this is at is definitely at the higher end. Still mulling over whether it gets the fabled 10, although I am pretty generous. Let's see. Well, okay, as much as I like this car, I mean, I really, really like this car, it doesn't quite grab me the way that their very best work has. Okay, I know that's purely subjective, right? And there are areas in which you feel the price point. For example, obviously you don't see any brake assemblies here because that's not part of what Mini GT gives us at their usually sterling price point. That said, it's still a great looking piece of kit. Okay, so it stops, for me, it stops just short of full greatness. Like, I don't know, maybe there are some details that could be a little sharper. This rear window, for example, I mean, I know they've even gone to the extent of replicating the wiper on the rear, but it doesn't look quite as, the fit and finish doesn't look quite as sharp as it could be. It's still an improvement over the Lamborghini Urus that they did. I never bothered to review it. I didn't care much for it, if I'm honest. A rare thing from Mini GT. And it was only after much deliberation that I decided to get these models, and boy am I glad I did. But that said, this model falls just slightly short of greatness for me. I will still nonetheless give it an 8.5. But again, to go back to the question, why am I reviewing these models in the first place? Well, rather than simply say because I want to, there's something I'd like to point out, and it's that the Audi RS6 Avant is the only Audi model that Mini GT produces in this scale. And for me, that is a crying shame, because even if I didn't give these cars a perfect 10, they are still fantastic bits of work. And this is significant because I am a huge fan of the Audi R8. Every single generation since the first V8 that came out in 2008 up until the current generation. And I have to say, ever since the car launched, there have been precious few, very, very few iterations of that car in 1/64th scale premium diecast. Okay, when in the first gen, Kyosho did a replica back in the day. The V10, the R8 GT, we barely saw anything. Most if not all of the replicas of the Audi R8 have been, well, racing models like this one or this one. But the road car, well, in the last few years, the only road car we've seen has been from Tarmac Works, of which I have 3 examples. This one, okay, this one, and this one. Okay, they're not bad, actually. And here they are together. They're not bad models. But what I will say is that for the price point, because these are not cheap models. They are a lot less expensive than the Tarmac Models racing car, like this one. These 3 are posited. They're presented as the quote-unquote budget or hobby models. I think that's what they're called. Yep, no, they're called the Global 64 model, which is their code for saying cheaper editions. Okay, and by cheaper, they basically mean identical in price to these. Yes, these models, which bear astonishing detail for the price, okay, are priced exactly the same as these, which are good, but a long way from great. I mean, look at how much they cheap out on the details. These are just under $10 a pop, but they sure don't feel like it. And I gotta be honest here. These, on the other hand, I mean, I gotta be honest, Mini GT could charge at least 25% more for these, and I still wouldn't feel bad about buying them. Yeah, that's how good they are. Which brings me to the point of this review, apart from admiring these Mini GT Audi RS6 Avant models, and it's that I really, really wish Mini GT would give us a version of the Audi R8, in particular the road car, because in the whole history of the Audi R8, we have had precious few 1/64th scale diecast editions of the road car. But okay, enough of that. So let's just end this on a high. Like I said, these models get an 8.5. Okay, that's just very, very strong score, incidentally. And that wraps up this episode. Big thank you to Hobbiestock, and in particular Charm, for agreeing to conduct this episode's unboxing. Thanks very much. Maraming salamat. And the rest of you, thanks for watching. You know the drill. If you like what you've seen, give us a like and a subscribe.